not taking my control. Never been abroad before, but I'm knocking through your door. But you're nice, so I stay. Never met a British girl, you say. No one treats me this way. All the boys out here the same.
A 19-year-old girl with a dream from the middle of a smaller English town, Kent, had shared her creations out into the world and received stardom in return. Victoria Beverly Walker started off with a pre-installed Apple software GarageBand, and she started originally making beats for a friend. Vicky always was obsessed with music through her teen years, even performing at school in her own band at age 17. She draws inspiration from artists like My Chemical Romance, Kaytranada, Lily Allen, Imogen Heap, and Basement Jaxx. She blends a variety of genres into her own craft. Vicky had made her own makeshift studio in her college dorm room while studying film at the University of Arts London, until she dropped out to pursue music full-time. Clearly this was the right choice. Representing the pinnacle of Gen Z, 24-year-old producer, singer, songwriter, now known as PinkPantheress, has defined a decade of music in the 2020s. Half Kenyan, half English, she draws huge inspiration from her British roots, claiming that if she had grown up in America, she wouldn't be where she is right now, or would have created the music that she did. UK garage, drum and bass, alt-pop, electronic, and just a blend of pretty much everything. She's curated 2 mixtapes, To Hell With It from 2021 and Fancy That from 2025, alongside her debut album in 2023 called Heaven Knows. Each project showcases her unique talent. She usually creates the beat first, and then melodies, and then the lyrics. She has mastered her own style of creation. This all started in late 2020 on Christmas Day, actually, when she posted her first TikTok with the caption, "Day 2 of posting my song until someone notices it," with her track Just a Waste sampling Off the Wall by Michael Jackson. She took to social media after studying algorithms and failing at SoundCloud as VBW, which are her initials. She felt that it was impossible before the fame to even get started. She believed that everybody was an industry plant. Vicky went through a lot of trial and error, and she knew that VBW wasn't the move anymore. She drew inspiration for her stage name from a couple of things. Originally, she wanted it as Pantheress, but the name was already taken online. So she threw Pink in front of it because she liked it, and she liked the Pink Panther films, so why not? At around age 20, Pink dropped out of film school to pursue music full-time. With confidence like that, she knew she was meant to be a star, regardless of her thoughts of not being brandable because I'm shy and I'm dressed weird. She has built herself with an unforgettable brand and image throughout this decade, and this is only her start. She's reached 2 songs in the Billion Streams Club with Pain and Boys a Liar Part 2 with Ice Spice. Despite her comments of not breaking through as a force yet, she was nominated for 2 Grammys, and her hit song Illegal started a handshake trend on TikTok that went viral during the summer of 2025. In addition, in October of 2025, PinkPantheress had released her deluxe mixtape, a remix tape if you will, Fancy Some More, with 22 tracks from all artists of all backgrounds around the world. The song that broke? Stateside with Zara Larsson. As of late March 2026, the song has over 317 million streams on Spotify, even reaching number 1 on Spotify's Top 50 Global at one point this month. Holy moly. Along with the music video on YouTube hitting a whopping 45 million views, every fan is anticipating Pink's An Evening With tour, which she announced in early 2025, but yet has been extended into 2026. Adding dozens of new locations around the US, she has performed in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and will visit Mexico in April. As an attendee of her show in Chicago on November 1st, the concert would be filled with energy, colorful pink, blue, and red lights, and a whole lot of voices shouting out her name. With an unmatched setlist, the crowd knew every word too. It was truly an experience of a lifetime. Pink knows her audience extremely well and tailors her performance to match.
that she's come too long. You can't even see when we turn the lights off.
Moving forward, Pink plans to continue to make music. She's even expressed interest in acting. I think that would be really cool to see her on screen, considering her facial expressions and amazing personality recognized all over the internet. Following a major pattern, Pink's next project is looking to be 2027, so just next year. What will it entail? What genre will the songs consist of? Will she finally release unreleased tracks such as Summer, Flowers, and Used to Stay? Those ones are some of my personal favorites. Will it be another mixtape? A second studio album? Lengthier tracks? All is up for speculation. According to an interview with Billboard, just days before her Grammy debut, she states that she is not working on anything currently and currently is embracing the era she's in. Do you fancy that?
The tour, you have a lot coming up. Are you working on anything else right now?
No.
Okay.
I'm not. But you know, I think when I do, it will be super obvious. I always I try and let my fans know.
Pink has a history of teasing tracks on TikTok, which people go crazy for to add to her archives of unreleased tracks, demos, and everything in between. Only 5 years into her career as a musician and personality, she has come quite far. From being a 19-year-old who wanted to give her dream a shot by staying up late at 3 a.m. making beats in her dorm room, like any fantasy-chasing young adult would do. Sometimes in the gloomy part of Kent, she would be stuck, and those inspired with really strong lyrics. To compare to now, being nominated for 2 Grammys, touring the world, and living in Hollywood. PinkPantheress is a generation-defining example of where success can lead you if you work relentlessly and grind towards your dreams. She had a vision, and she made it her reality. Being able to see her unravel all these things in a matter of 5 years is quite inspiring. While a lot of celebrities and musicians have been discovered through platforms like TikTok, it might look like rainbows and sherbet from the outside, but inside, it takes bravery to post, and to post consistently, and to be your own biggest fan, despite what hate or criticism you may face. Vicky Walker is a prime model for this pathway. It is exciting to see musicians that will follow in her footsteps, as we see the defining artist of the 2020s decade, with PinkPantheress going down as one of the best. As months continue on in 2026, April rapidly approaching the birth month of Mrs. Pantheress, she's already taken the stage in Tokyo and has seen a massive increase in social media presence. Her hit song Stateside with Zara Larsson, which I mentioned earlier, was performed by 20-year-old Olympic ice skater Alyssa Liu. They shared a sweet moment online, hyping each other up. Girl power. Pink saw an increase, reaching 42.1 million monthly listeners as of March 27. In addition, PinkPantheress is the first woman to win the Brits Producer of the Year award since 1977. She's only 24 and shattering all of these records. Quote, "In all honesty, she is appalled that she's doing so. I guess it's bittersweet that I'm the first one, the first woman to get it," she told BBC News. "As young as I am, it feels almost a bit crazy. Like I'm not legendary enough to be receiving it. But you know, I will definitely take it." End quote. Paving way for future artists, she is a huge inspiration for women wanting to make path in the field of the music industry and as producers. As the decade continues to trek along, we are rapidly approaching the late 2020s. This is kind of unbelievable to think about. This month marks the 6-year anniversary of COVID-19, so let's rewind. BBW at that time was in her early stage of experimenting with music on SoundCloud, with her tracks Reeling and Ride are actually still available on her inactive starter account on Spotify to this day. I would go and give them a listen. Vicky tells us that she wants to be credited for being a producer before a singer. She takes pride in her beats and music that she creates. Singing and songwriting comes after. This poses the question, who is up next? 2026 will seal the deal for the mid-2020s, leaving 3 more years in the decade to reveal our next big superstars. A few artists come to my mind: melodybloom, Clark Rainbow, and Jay Sensei. melodybloom is a young adult. She's from America who also produces, sings, and writes. Her hit song went viral in 2024, Strangers, that she produced with Proderics, racking up 134 million streams on Spotify from that song alone. She has accumulated 2.4 million monthly listeners, and despite the large numbers on Spotify, her Instagram and TikTok sit under 20,000 followers. So I would go check her out. She's awesome. Support a small and upcoming artist. While still a very small artist, she took the Panthers route and posted her music in snippets, even having the same esque to her TikToks. Many claiming they thought Strangers was an unreleased Pink song. Comments read, "This is so good. How are you not incredibly famous? Oh my god, she's like discovering PinkPantheress in 2021. Clark Rainbow and Jay Sensei are also 2 smaller artists that deserve more recognition. You can find them on TikTok and Instagram and also on Spotify. I would recommend you give them a good listen. Jay Sensei produces Bedroom Disco, which he's trying to bring back, and I think he's doing an amazing job on it. I love his image. I love his music videos. Clark Rainbow has her aesthetic nailed down to a science, and I love her music as well. She does bedroom pop, and it kind of reminds me of hyperpop. PinkPantheress even tells us in a 2025 Apple Music interview that it's about having the drive and developing an image and brand for yourself as an artist.
Is you need your niche, you need an image, and that's all the things you need. The music can be as amazing. I've heard artists that have literally the best music I've ever heard. Like I'm talking Frank Ocean level, like good, and like
they don't have
the fan base and they don't have listeners. And I'm like, but imagine if you took step towards like branding yourself and like thinking outside of the box to like market yourself and get yourself like that.
Introduce yourself.
Like
that it's highly valuable to listen to new artists' words as well as the legends. And I think that Clark Rainbow and Jay Sensei could make it within the next couple years if they continue to follow their path. PinkPantheress is making it happen in this day and age, the time that you and I are living through right now. If you have music, films, or any other creation you want to share with the world, do it. I know there's fear of judgment and starting out, which I'm doing this myself right now, so I know how it is. It would be a dream to meet Pink one day and maybe collaborate with her. Right now, she's one of my biggest inspirations, and I want to take bits and pieces of her drive and her ideals with me on my path to success. I feel as everyone has their artist, no matter what. It might be comfort music, might be interviews that you might watch on repeat. You know the drill. If you haven't noticed by now, she's mine. And I'm honestly so thrilled to see up-and-coming artists in the next few years as we wrap up and head into the 2030s. I am definitely counting down the days until she drops a new single or announcement for a new project. Until then, adventure out, find new artists, tap into your creative side, and go out into the world, superstar.